Hey guys.
Brrr.
Yeah, it started to get very cold. We've been getting the lows in about the high 20s. Um,
Already. I mean,
median,
not all the time, but enough.
yeah, the median temperature's normally been in the 40s or 50s. Anyways, so we didn't do much this weekend, but last weekend was a huge push, and we finally are moved into the house officially.
Yeah.
And I don't know about your neighbors and your neighborhood, but generally speaking, in my experience, you ask 10 people for help, you're lucky if one or two show up. We asked a total, what, 12 people?
I think we only asked 6, and
Six
10 to 12
showed up.
showed up.
And the reason why we needed help was with the new solar panel rack, it needed to be closer to the house and better positioned for the winter sun. So while it was right here, we got people to walk on each side of it and move it to where it needed to be. So great neighborhood. Thank you so much for all of you. Couldn't have done it without you.
Our neighborhood is really amazing like that and very supportive of each other. We definitely try to help one another out the best we can for what we can do. And I don't think there's any more you could ask for is helpful neighbors that are willing to help you achieve your goals and don't ask for anything in return except for kudos.
Yeah, and it's great that we're all like-minded. So everybody has their own projects that they need help with. So it behooves everybody to just pitch in. Anyway, so Shelly was telling you about the battery box. So we got the battery box moved over now. All the supply lines run into it. Everything's wired together. Right now it's just going through there because this is going to be part of the bump out, and the whole battery box is going to be in this room. So everything will just feed on this wall right there. But until then, we just have it going through the window. That'll get us through the winter.
And I did finish in covering up this last wall. This is the little funny spot right here because it's actually an access point for us to still get underneath the house like we had thought. It is staying wonderful underneath there. It is actually comfy cozy in there, definitely warmer than out here. Gonna keep it closed though to make sure it stays nice. Little muscle.
We got the pump transferred over to the Sureflow pump that is holding steady at 45 to 50 psi right now. So it comes on by itself, it shuts off by itself, it feeds that pressure tank, and it's good to go.
So now for the awesomeness. Welcome to our home that we're now inside actually living in.
Yeah, so we're going to give you the little grand tour. All right, so obviously we haven't finished up the ceiling everywhere, but we've made a lot of progress in it. You can see the lights on. Everything is running off those batteries. That inverter.
Our beautiful door has this beautiful awesomeness of space and color. But we could leave it open so we could see things, check out outside. Kind of also lets neighbors like, yeah, we are home, windows open.
Absolutely. Got our refrigerator up here. It's just a small fridge, but and we don't run it 24 hours a day. We have it set to about 5 hours a day.
And that's been enough.
And that's
really
been enough. Everything stays frozen. Everything stays cold in there. So we're good. It's actually on a timer underneath this cabinet that it's sitting on. So where it comes on and goes off by itself.
This was a cabinet that actually one of our neighbors, Star, had given us. It was extra for her. She wasn't going to use it. We were using it for a tool table kind of in here. So you might have seen it in other videos. Cleaned it up a little bit. And it's a mess. Mind you, everything's still kind of a mess. But we're using it as pantry space. So it's helping hold a lot of our foods, which, trust me, I did not think we had that much food in that camper. But we had a lot of stuff in that camper, just in general. But the food, the amount of food we had was pulling it out of every nook and cranny.
It's like we're preppers or something. I don't know. Yeah. But the good thing is we're not going to starve. So, yay us. Obviously, we're going to keep with the cabinet motif that we started with the kitchen sink. But we're going to do that little bit by little bit because they're kind of expensive.
Yeah. But the kitchen sink itself did turn out very beautiful. It's not exactly what we're gonna go for in the long run. We do want a specific countertop, but for right now, it's working. Our kitchen sink works, and we even have hot water.
I haven't hooked up the stove yet, so we still got our 3 burner sitting on top of it. But for right now, it works. And then this is the pantry little cabinet that was in the camper. And so we just took it out of there, brought it in over here.
It sat on top of this other cabinet that is filled with food as well. Pretty perfectly on this wall. One of the hard things with the octagon is that the angles aren't 90 degrees, so trying to fit stuff is going to be funny with counters. But for right now, we've got it.
So this is our sink cabinet. All the plumbing's hooked up underneath. You got the drain, blah, 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 blah.
It's dry, it's beautiful, which is why we could store stuff underneath there.
And then, of course, yay, look at that running water. There's the hot water. You might have heard that little click. That's the hot water heater
turning on.
Anyways, then we found this little cabinet at a Christian thrift store. It's part of a church in a local town, and 80 bucks. Yeah, we brought it home, and that's taking care of the rest of our pantry needs right there to keep our dishes up and everything else. And then right next to it, you have our inverters, as well as a trickle charger in case we need to put more charge into batteries if it's been, kind of crap weather or whatever. Then over here, Shelly and I boxed out the bathroom area, and she hung a couple of her pictures right there.
So in the last video, when we showed this wall, all you could see was the door and the tub on the floor. So we made a room, temporary, kind of thing. Got a nice little curtain here. You've got that beautiful view right outside that door as you're sitting on the john. Ba-dum. And then our bath shower it's a little darker in here. There's the light. We got ourselves a nice little shower right here.
They do not make 7-foot long shower curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to go with tarp, but it works. So yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna be using this a little bit later, especially now that we have had some issue with getting our hot water to get hot enough. Not something we've ever come across before. Yeah. We've talked to our hot water heater guy. He's not ever come across the issues that we have either. But we're finally getting it to finagled to like 99 degrees.
101 right 101.
There. So it won't be a nice hot shower, but it's going to be better than cold outside.
Right. And we're thinking it's probably just a capacity issue for this hot water heater, this inline heater. It's a 12 liter, so, and not that really high a BTU, so that's probably the issue. We will tackle that later. But right now we're just happy to have indoor plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
This right here, this canvas hanging here, is actually what we use for entertainment purposes. It's actually our projector screen.
But once we actually get the full projector stuff set up, we have a beautiful bit of artwork underneath here, which will probably be easier to just do that. This is one of Connor's paintings. It's a beautiful tri-panel.
So it's 9 foot wide, 3 foot wide, 3 foot tall, 4 foot tall, 4 foot by 9 foot. It's the city center in the town where I used to live in Slovakia, in Banska Bystrica. So anyways, it was very beautiful and I enjoyed my time there. So I wanted something to remember it by. But the great thing is that when that canvas isn't there, it actually adds to the flow of the house and makes it seem bigger.
And it's a beautiful scenery to look at. So we're going to do a roller system for our projector screen. So when we go to watch something, we could roll the screen down. And when we're not watching stuff, we could go ahead, roll it up, and be able to have a beautiful view of a town square. It makes it really feel homey, but still spacious in here. And considering with the couch and the bed and the bathroom building, it's more filled in here, but it's still so spacious. And having that view just makes it even more spacious feeling while still being comfy cozy inside.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the couch.
You can see
Miss Kitty likes it. It is Miss Kitty approved.
You can find her, I would say more and more. I would say 75% of the time she is inside now.
Yep.
And 90% of the time, if we're home, she is inside. She does not like to go outside. No. She's like, meh, whatever.
There's the projector mounted to the ceiling right there. And then here's our bed. Obviously, that black doorway is going to lead off into the bedroom once we're finished with the bump outs. But for right now, we're in here, and
we got our clothes.
We got our clothes on that cabinet.
Even more clothes.
Yeah, we just put up a bar with hung it up there. We're good.
Surprisingly, a lot of clothes that we had crammed into the camper as well.
Yeah.
Which is probably why, it was a little more musty in there. The clothing wasn't all that great. Washed everything. It's doing much better, and now that it's hanging, very lovely.
And just like here, I mean, I'm on the other side of the room, and just so you can see space-wise how much more room we have in here.
And I'm in the center at this very lovely kitchen table we have also put up.
Yeah, it had a janky leg, so I had to fix that. One of the brackets on the legs had cracked through, so we replaced that, and now it's good to go.
And it's been awesome having a table to be able to sit at together, have our coffee, eat, not, in some weird thing. Sorry. Finger. It's just been amazing being in a house and comforting. It has been warm in here, even though it's been...
And super quiet. Super quiet. Like, when we started the video, you heard the dogs barking outside. I guarantee they're still barking. We just can't hear them. Of course, there's chickens across the street. I can't hear those anymore. Rarely hear any cars driving by. So it's really comfy cozy in here. I have my hat on and everything because we were outside, but it's nice in here. The heater hasn't been going since this morning. And we ran that just for a little bit just to get it real nice and then cut it off.
We've been noticing typically when we get home in the evenings from work, it's about 20 degrees warmer in the building without the heater going than it is outside. So, I mean, if it's 50 degrees out, it's still about 70 in here. If it drops down to 20 and we haven't been home, it's still been
45 to 50.
45 to 50. So even more than a 20 degree difference. It's retaining a lot of heat in here, and that's really helped us, especially with the propane costs going up, because we're using the propane heater still. We haven't installed the wood heater. So that is, if we were in the camper, we ran the heater if we were home 24/7 because you had to stay warm. Now it's running for a little bit, maybe an hour in the morning. Hour in the morning.
Hour in the evening. And then call it good. So really excited that, things are working out so well, and that, even with the price of propane going up, that we might actually save a little bit of money on heating this year.
Without the labor intensiveness of wood burning stove, because that was going to be a lot to try to push in for this season as well. And in making sure we prioritize some of the other basic needs, we're going to be fine with that propane heater, and it does really well for in here. Really well.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yay.
So we are cozy and comfortable and warm and good. So we're going to take a little break. Because we're not really going to do anything over the winter, except for small projects, really.
And we do have the Momsy Penny and Leo coming to visit us on a weekend coming up, so we're gonna be more enjoying that.
Mm-hmm.
When it's winter, we can't get much done anyway.
No, we're kind of like bears. We hibernate for the winter. Uh, but yeah, so we're gonna just take it easy this winter. Focus on some of our studying that we like to do, and maybe some painting and some art stuff. Just stuff to do around the house. And then once it gets back to March, we'll start cracking again. And so we'll start in March with another video and let you guys know how the winter went, and let you know what our next projects are.
We might end up doing a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't see the future.
But it's winter, so it's not going to be much.
Yeah.
Little things here and there, and I don't know. I'm stoked just to be able to be in here for winter. We noticed earlier today yesterday was rainy, and so we were inside all day. And in the camper, we had always felt cooped up and almost claustrophobic. It's stifled with, like there's 2 spots you could sit in, and they're only 10 feet away from each other, if that.
Yep.
So in here, he could be on the couch. I could be at the table. I could be on the bed. I could be at the sink. We could be in different spots. We're not running into each other. We're able to have some just personal space,
And
even though it's one big building.
Yeah, and cooking and everything. The flow has
Yeah.
gone really well. We're not stepping on each other, putting away groceries or nothing. We're not just like, you stay out of the house until I put this away. We actually have room for that. So it's been a good change, a good transition.
Yeah. Luxurious. Luxurious.
All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for checking in on us again. And we wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. We are very thankful for everything that we have. And we're thankful for our family and friends that watch this and support us. And we're excited to see my folks and their visit. I think it's going to be phenomenal. And then, just excited to see what comes next. Really, we'll put some finishing touches on here as we can. And maybe the next video will actually have like all the ceiling done, and that'll be nice. Yeah.
Who knows? But we're inside the house. That's awesome.
All right, guys.
We win.
Bye.